Hey guys, and welcome to today's video. So in this one, I'm going to be unboxing the Apple Magic Mouse 2. And as a typical Apple sheep, I decided I needed a new mouse and I wanted to try this one. And there's a couple of reasons for that. First up is that I have the Macbook Pro 16-inch, and although the trackpad is absolutely lovely to use, when I'm doing things like web development, having to do inventory management for our store, it just kind of gets a bit tiresome after a little while, and I wanted something a bit more precise. Now, I have a really good gaming mouse downstairs that I use on my gaming PC, but I wanted something that took advantage of the Apple Mac gestures, and obviously this is meant to fit the bill. It also pairs up with the iPad, and I really wanted to be able to use the iPad with a Bluetooth keyboard and something like the Magic Mouse as well, just so I could experience what it was like and do a video on whether or not the iPad can be, I guess, a laptop or a desktop competitor. So that'll be coming in the future, so make sure you hit the subscribe button so you catch that. So let's pop this thing open and see what it actually feels like. Now, I am aware that there are meant to be a few flaws with this, like the way it charges, and obviously it's kind of pretty basic, I guess, from the outside, but it will be interesting to kind of use and see how those gestures work. Ooh. And there we go. So we have our Magic Mouse, which we are going to pop down and take out of the box to have a look. I've never used one of these. I used the very original Magic Mouse, so it might not be the very original, but it had the little roller ball on the top, and I really enjoyed using that. But that was before macOS had all the awesome gestures and everything, so this should be interesting. Okay, so there we have our Magic Mouse, really small and compact actually. I don't have massive hands, but yeah, straight away, it's very Apple, very kind of this sort of glossy finish and smooth sort of aluminium on the bottom there, which is the single sensor. And then of course, in Apple true fashion, they can't make something without putting something ridiculous on there, like a lightning port on the bottom. So when you charge it, it just, I don't know, we'll have to figure that one out. But let's see what else we get in the box before we have a play. Let's get some kind of bit of card. Ooh. Get our literature for it, and a lightning cable as well, so you can charge it up. Now obviously in this day and age, things are getting all over the place when it comes to Apple and wires. You've got lightning, you've got USB Type-C, you've got Type-C to lightning. It's just a bit of a mess, so fingers crossed at some point they just unify the whole thing and fix this kind of mess of an ecosystem that they're creating. So not a massive amount in there, relatively small box, and then this tiny little thing. Now, like I said, I mean, be interesting to see how you'll be able to do those gestures and everything at the top of this thing, because it is really quite small. I mean, compared to any kind of normal mouse, that is absolutely tiny. So it's lightweight, it's small, it's compact, easy enough to kind of sling in a bag along with your laptop or anything like that, which is pretty handy. You've got these sort of like rails along the bottom there, so it has smoother gliding, so it'll be a little bit more precise when you're kind of moving it. But I'm not entirely sure how comfortable that's going to be long term. Now, I am going to be doing a review of this as well and talking about how it works compared to just the Magic Trackpad that's built into the MacBook Pro 16-inch, and how it works with iPadOS as well, because that's something that I really want to kind of get used to. So I'll kind of give you my longer term impressions of how this actually performs, what it reviews like, and is it comfortable to use for a long time? Because like I said, one of the reasons I've gone for a mouse is because doing a lot of kind of precise input stuff on my Mac can get a bit tiresome using that trackpad all the time. I don't know if it's because it's the force touch, I don't know if it's because sometimes it's a bit inconsistent, if you have to kind of long press, hard press or anything like that. So I wanted to have something like this, but already just kind of holding out my hands and just gliding it over, it just feels a bit odd. So I guess we shall see. Right, let's power it on and just see if we've got any charge so I can get just an idea of the gestures whilst we are on camera, because I want to have a play with that. Don't know if it does have a charge. Just grab the MacBook and find out. Oh, perfect. So it has a bit of charge in there. There's no sort of lights or anything to flash to show you how much battery is on there, if it is actually in pairing mode or what. But so we can swipe left or right with two fingers. Oh yeah, okay. Yep, actually that's relatively easy to do. Like I said, I was kind of worried about how it would be with this being a relatively small device, but actually, yeah, that works. We can do a mission control, so double tap with two fingers. Okay, and that also works as I would expect it to, so great. Okay, so actually, all in all, that works pretty well. For some reason in my mind, I was expecting that you'd have to do the 4-finger swipe up gesture to get mission control and launch it into all the apps, but actually you just do, so double tap with 2 fingers opens up all the apps you've got on the screen, so you can kind of swipe between them, and then you've also got kind of swiping across to flick between different pages, which is really handy. And then I assume, yeah, and the same way of scrolling as well, so 2 fingers up and down will allow you to kind of navigate up and down the page as well. So actually, all in all, the gestures work well. Granted, this is my very, very first hands-on with it, but that's pretty handy. It actually just works really well. That's quite neat doing it when it's not on the table. So yeah, like I said, I've got a lot of reasons why I wanted to use this. I want to be able to use it with my iPad as well, just kind of get an idea of how that performs. But it's just that this trackpad, as nice as the trackpads are on macOS and has the, you know, big and the sort of Force Touch or 3D Touch, or whatever they're calling it this day and age, is really nice to use. It can sometimes just be a little bit inconsistent with the input method, and sometimes you have to long press it, sometimes you have to really hard press it, and it does different things at different times, which can be a bit frustrating. And it just gets a bit tiresome sometimes having to do that. It'd be nice to just have my MacBook up at a higher angle and be able to use the mouse to navigate, and especially for those things that are a little bit finer input. So when I'm editing video, for example, this can be an absolute godsend, and I can't wait to use it for that. But more for like inventory management, spreadsheet management, and everything else that I do that's outside of YouTube. So really looking forward to see how this thing performs. Like I said, I'm a bit concerned about how small it is. I'm not entirely sure how well that's going to kind of work in my hand, but only time will tell. So be sure to hit subscribe, because as I said, I will be bringing a full review of this and my thoughts on it long term, but also how it works with the iPad, because that's definitely something that I'm very intrigued to see and just kind of get an idea of. So until next time, stay safe, and we will see you soon with some more awesome content. Bye for now.